welcome to the first issue of Control Line Craftsman. And what I'm going to be doing here is a lot of interviews, tips and tricks on building and finishing. While at the contest in Memphis just this weekend, we were over Jim Lynch's house, and the interviews in the subscribers area, and he showed us his museum. And he showed me a lot of, classic airplanes. And while I was at Brodax this year, a guy gave me some motors, and I had promised him that I would build airplanes for those motors. Well, my Millennium Monado is one of them, and I won the concourse with that, by the way, and I finished first in expert. That had the Super Tiger 60 in it. One of the other motors that I was given is this Super Tiger 46. Well, I had Jim Lee custom make a prop extension for me so that I could use a Randy Smith type spinner. Well, I haven't had a classic airplane in about 20 years, and I decided that I would drag out my classic legal Continental plans and build one of those. So the first issue of Control Line Craftsman will be the construction of the Continental. Now I'm going to be updating some of the construction methods because these are rather antiquated. And I have a set of plans here, even though I have the numbers in my head. I want to make it as, the fidelity as spot on as possible. So these plans were from, let's see who drew these. Larry Cunningham drew these. And these were the closest that I've seen to the original airplane. Few subtle changes, but we're going to get this as close to the original airplane as possible. And I'm going to paint it just like my Continental XL, the red, white, and blue art shawl paint job. But I dug out the Super Tiger 46, and I looked at it and decided we're going to build one of these airplanes. Now, I have the original magazine here. The original magazine from 1971. It's not an over. Super Tiger 60 review. That was a great engine. Anybody that's heard my box stock 60 runs. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Wrist. Anyway, in this article, Continental is awfully long at 43 inches. We're going to make sure that my airplane is 43 inches long, where this one is not. He thinks that it's extremely long. The canopy and rudder are both how to further, let's see, I can hardly read anymore, create the illusion for a long, low look. The needle nose spinner also attributes the lengthy appearance. As a matter of fact, the Continental is awfully long at 43 inches. In an overzealous effort to get this look, I went overboard on the first Continental by putting too long a nose on it. The long nose, together with the large taper in the leading edge of the wing, created a nose-heavy airplane that would not turn sharply. On the plans, this problem was corrected by shortening the nose 1 inch. The original Continental also lacked adjustable lead outs. Now, we're going to look and see how much they got excited about cutting the nose off here. Because I want to make sure that I'm 100% in fidelity. So we got 36. 36. See, they got it 40 inches long. They've cut 3 inches off of it. It's only 40 inches long on these plans. So we got to add 3 inches to it. Or 2 inches to it. The nose moment on this one is 8 3/4. So we're going to make it 9 3/4. Make sure that my extension is going to fit 9 3/4. Yep, 9 3/4. That's what I remembered anyway. And then the tail moment, let's see what that is. Should be 15 1/4. And they've got it at 15. No, 14. 14 3/4. It should be 15 1/4. So we move that back a little bit. So if we move everything back here, we're going to move this mark to right there. Let's see what the length will be then. Because I want it as close to the original as possible. I don't want the one that wouldn't turn. I want the one that had the 1-inch shoulder nose. And I built a lot of these in the day, so I kind of remember what all the numbers were. I think my last one was about 1995 that I had. 36, 37, 39, 40, 41. Well, we're going to have to reread this because I want to make sure it's, I've got mine 41. That's 2 inches longer than what they had. Let's see. The original Continental. Okay, here we go. As a matter of fact, the Continental is awfully long at 43 inches. Why did they shorten it up this much? Well, I'm not sure. But we're going to go through. I'm going to fix the drawing so that it comes out 42 inches. I've got it at right now it's at 36 and 5 41 inches. So I've got to lengthen the tail rudder anyway. Move the rudder back. Let me see what the drawing looks like, the picture. Well, there's one thing. They've got the rudder in the wrong spot. You can see it on the original picture. So we're going to get that fixed. It's a beautiful airplane. It flies really well. And anybody in the 70s that saw this airplane, this is the airplane that made me fall in love with control line stunt. Well, when I first looked at these airplanes, this set of plans, it did look correct. But I'm going to have to check and make sure that it has a 56 3/4 inch wingspan on the plan. One thing after another. Anyway, you can best bet that here at Control Line Craftsman, we're going to get it exactly as it was in the magazine here. I have a set of plans in the magazine And even these plans redrawn are shorter, I can tell. I'm not sure if they did that to update things or what. Anyway, please subscribe to Control Line Craftsman. That's $24.95 a year. I will have a section in it for a pay-per-view if you choose, but that's going to cost you a lot more money. It's going to be $4.95 per video. And why not just go ahead and pay the $24.95 and be a member for a year? So I'm going to go ahead and post this up. I know that you're going to get something out of my videos, and if you follow along and you do it the way I do, which is not the only way to do things, but you will end up with a respectable model. You can ask me any questions on the forum, which is stunhanger.com, and you can send me an email. You can call me on the phone. I'm always available. So I look forward to doing Control Line Craftsman for you, and we'll see you on the short. Until then, tight lines.